We're live.
Here we are.
Just a second early.
Just making faces.
I'm so glad to be back.
Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome to your house.
It's been a while since we've had live.
Months. Or a week.
A week. Yeah. It was 2 weeks because you were gone last weekend, weren't you?
Yes, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks since
2 weeks.
we did this.
All right, I should stop moving. I'm like swaying still. I haven't even had a drink yet. Well, welcome back.
You have had a drink.
Big news. The garage door is open. It's a beautiful day.
It's near spring-like.
It is almost spring-like.
Yes.
Seems like a great reason
Still
to
a
drink.
light jacket.
Yeah. It's like, in here. It's like 10 degrees warmer as soon as you walk out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Let's drink.
We shall drink. Today we shall have RussellPalooza, which is a terrible name. I hate it when people do that, but I couldn't help myself.
It's a palooza.
It's a palooza. And among the paloozas is the bottle I said I wouldn't buy. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I was not correct. I bought it.
You bought it.
Not only did I buy it the absolute first opportunity.
Never believe a word we say.
Didn't even flinch. Straight to it.
Yeah.
And passed on some pretty heady bottles.
Yeah. To get it.
I don't know much about all the Willets, but there was a 6 or 8 year old Willet bourbon in there. It was another $100. But,
More than this?
Yeah.
Oh, no. This is a bargain then.
Yeah, so we're excited. So we've got lined up all the Russell's bourbon that we had handy. I didn't have any 101, oddly enough. Do you have some?
I
101?
do have some 101.
Let's get some 101 out.
Yeah. Pull up. The baseline.
The baseline.
We haven't had the baseline in a long time.
No, I just killed a handle the other day. So.
Was that the handle from Moab last year?
Yes, it was.
Wow, that had some.
The handle lasted a long time.
That had some stick-to-itiveness.
There was some sand in it.
Yeah. All right. Where are we starting?
And while I was gone, I went to Cincinnati.
Oh yeah.
And it was a not planned time. It was a planned trip, but we didn't know what we were going to do. When we got there, turned out right across the river, 15 minutes away was New Riff Distillery. So we went, and I got a cool T-shirt that's all their chemistry. Brought Dan one.
I'm not wearing mine.
No, I just gave it to you.
But
Dawn Patrol. If you ride mountain bikes, Dawn Patrol.
Dawn Patrol.
Had a lovely time. Drank a whole bunch of New Riff whiskey. Hadn't had that in a while.
Yeah.
And learned some stuff. So that was good.
We did a podcast. Did the podcast go live yet?
No.
Oh.
Somebody needs to edit that podcast.
Did you guys know we have a podcast?
We do.
You should listen to it. It's great. All right. Can we drink now?
Yes.
All right. Where do we start?
Well, there's one of two ways. We start at the top or the bottom.
Well, should we run through what we have beside the single Rickhouse? So we've got a last sip of this, Russell's 13, which, by the way, a sample of this went to Ryan. So Ryan, today might be a good day to sip it if you want. Yeah. He is here. And we've got some
a single barrel.
Got two
Russell store pick action.
Yeah, so store pick. These are the same bottles, basically. One's yours, one's mine. So same thing. We can drink either one. We can drink both. And of course, the old standby rare breed, which, funny, by the way, my dad bought a bottle of this, and he said he can't handle it. It's too hot. He's like...
Does he know how water works?
I told him. I said, you got to water it down if it's too hot for you. But I said, don't worry. I'll come visit, and I'll take care of it for you.
I think we start on the low end.
All right. So 101.
101.
All right.
Pour can.
All right, so 101.
101, typically 6, 7, 8 year old wild turkey bourbon. It is chill filtered. It is inexpensive.
And if you are not a long-time viewer, you may not know that 101 is our baseline whiskey. So it's inexpensive, it's easy to get, and it's delicious.
Delicious.
So
if we're drinking something we can't decide on, and we go back to this, and it can't be more enjoyable than a $23 bottle of bourbon, they fail.
Yes. This is chill filtered. It is also chilled because it has been in my garage.
Everything's chilled.
Everything's chilled in here. Mm-hmm.
There's Anthony.
Man, they're all here. Mm-hmm. Scott, where did you get the Russell's 13 that you had? Is that a sample we sent, or is that something that you found on your own? Because they're both delicious, but yeah, one is more deliciouser.
It is more deliciouser.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
Delicious.
It's a little peppery compared to the others, but not in a bad way.
You got a little McKenna left on your palate.
Probably. Yeah.
I snuck a sample in to see what Dan would think blind, because I had a Henry McKenna 10-year bottled and bond open. I sipped on the other night, probably because Eric was sipping on some and he let me know. So I pulled mine out, and man, was it good. So I hid some in a sample bottle with a QR code on it, and he enjoyed it.
It did.
He didn't go crazy over it, but
No.
it was quite enjoyable.
I don't go crazy over those in general, but I've had some bad ones. This was not a bad one. This was an okay one.
That's
All right.
a very good one. Very good.
I don't know.
This is very good.
This is very good. All right. He said it was in a restaurant in Alexandria, Virginia that had impressive whiskey optional list. That's. I'm glad you got to taste it.
How many dollars did you pay for
Yeah,
that?
it sounds like something where.
Oh, this is fun too. So we're at New Riff. It's 4 of us. We're doing the tastings, and they're pouring fast and furious. And because of my experience here on Friday Sips Live in a dumb glass, I knew better than to drink all those samples. Everybody else is just pounding them back. So the experience here turns out to be quite educational.
Yeah.
And a safety factor.
So there's something useful going on here.
Useful here.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Wild Turkey 101 is tasteful,
Tastyful.
and it is everything we always think it should be.
Are we going up in price or are we going up in proof? What do we think?
I think, well, what was the proof on this joker? 112.4, so it's closer to rare breed. So let's go single barrel.
Okay.
next.
Single barrel it is.
Yep.
So these are from Hazel's.
Hazel's Beverage World
Hazel
here in Boulder.
Beverage World.
You gotta quit rocking those tops back and forth.
I know. I'm bad at that. I did break a cork not too long ago.
$25. Mm-hmm. That's
It's not bad.
fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So this is a private barrel selection. It is 110 proof from Hazel's. It was it's 9 years old. It is let's see, dumped on October 28th, 2022, bottled a week later. And that's all you need to know.
At $70.
That's $70.
$69.99, whatever.
Which is kind of on par with their
The straight store versions have been coming up a little bit in price, but it's a $10 premium over where it really should have been.
All right. I'll give it to you. So we opened mine a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Anthony's got a Daveco pick going.
Ooh. We opened mine a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Oh, this is really good. This might be as good as the Russell's 13." And so then we had a sip of the Russell's 13, and it's not as good as the Russell's 13. So lesson learned.
Your dog's killing something.
That's okay. As long as he's not puking or pooping, I don't care.
That is fabulous.
This is quite good.
It's just heaps of caramel. Almonds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I'm saying, yeah, it's almost as good as the Russell's 13, and then you taste the next step up, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I think there's whiskey sipping, there's comparative whiskey sipping, and then, of course, the gold standard blind whiskey sipping.
Blind. Yeah.
So maybe we'll do that tomorrow since we're having a whiskey night. I'll pour those all up, and well, there won't be enough of
there won't
that.
be enough of that.
I'll pour these up.
All right. Do a
And
blind.
we'll mix them all up and see what we think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this
It's a big step from 101. I mean,
well, but this is, I mean, when you go up to this, I think biggest difference was mouthfeel and sort of that big, bold, sticky flavor. And
this isn't as fruity as there's some cherries and stuff in there that aren't in this.
yeah. That's good though. Whose dump glass day is it? Is it yours?
Yes, although I did not post your.
Oh, we
I
got
never
two for
posted the video, so it'll be a 2 for today.
two for. This is delicious. I could keep sipping this.
Yes, but we can't because
got a
that's
lot.
not responsible.
All right, fine. I'll do halves. Halfsies. Delish. Good slam. All right. Oh, Larry's drinking the same thing, except not a store pick. But yeah.
Well, I buy those all day long.
Yep. Agree. 70 we paid for those?
Yeah.
So
I bought another one, by the way, when I was there. They still had a couple left, so I picked up an extra.
There was a bunch of Total Beverage. I didn't grab one, but Rare Breed next,
Jace.
and then
A couple proof points up.
the big guns come next.
They're probably about the same age, I would think.
What's proof on this? Is 116.8.
So we're actually going to step higher than the single Rickhouse.
What's the single Rickhouse come in at?
112 point something.
Ooh, all right. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Clink, clink, clink. We're motoring through these.
I don't know, Anthony, I don't know. We'll see if the single barrels are as good as the single Rickhouse here momentarily.
Yeah, because we got the single Rickhouse right here.
I will say that I've had, I don't know, bunches of these, but, a dozen or a couple dozen of these store pick or club pick Russells. Our club I was in did a few. They're just all outstanding, and they're quite consistent. There's not a huge variance in my enjoyment level. And since the 13 was so different, I have high hopes for the single Rickhouse, given what I paid for it.
So the rare breed does have a little bit more burn to it. It's not much, but it's enough to be noticeable. Very similar taste, though.
I think it's actually quite different.
You think so?
Spicier.
It is spicier.
Baking spice kind of thing, not peppery.
Yeah.
It's a little more sting to the tongue, but not much.
Not much.
It's thinner, though.
It is. It's not a big mouthfeel like this one is. Yeah. Which is funny because then you step up to the Russells in 13, and that was like the big blast of mouthfeel.
I think I might like the flavor of that better.
The rare breed?
Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of these bottles. I never hesitate to grab these. These I do because sometimes the price, I'm just like, I could get this for a lot less.
Yeah. And a batch product, so it's more consistent than a single barrel.
Mm-hmm. But they're both delicious. I mean,
they are.
It's kind of hard to pass on anything Russell's is always reliably good. So,
in case you haven't figured out yet, we're gigantic homers. That may be about to change. I may be a little bit upset. Now, I have paid $175 3 times now for Master's Keep releases. Mm-hmm. The very first one was the very first one, and it was so delicious. I wish I had a case of it. The last one was the Master's Keep 1, the toasted barrel thing. Mm-hmm. It was really good. I would not buy it again at that price at $175, and it's bringing more than that. And then in the middle of those, we had the rye, the cornerstone. Mm-hmm. On its own, a lovely, delicate, sophisticated pour. Again, not worth $175.
We're so sophisticated.
We are sophisticated, but I'd buy multiple Russell single barrel ryes before I would buy that bottle. Very enjoyable. I'm glad I bought them. I don't regret any of them. So this is a step up from that price wise. Hopefully it's not disappointing.
So while we're sipping our rare breed, let's talk about the Rickhouse, the single Rickhouse. What's the shtick here?
Well, the shtick is that Wild Turkey, a lot of brands have this, but Wild Turkey in particular, there are some Rickhouses that are just prized by Wild Turkey fans, and Camp Nelson C is one of those. And so the idea is instead of trying to pick that one sweet barrel, they go through the whole Rickhouse and figure out, are there a handful of barrels? That, I think it's 8 or, I don't remember. I think I saw it's 8 or 9 barrels. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody can Google that. But it's a handful of barrels that make this one up. And so theoretically, Eddie can go through there and find 5 or 6 or 8 really good barrels that have some differing characteristics, bring those into a single Rickhouse, which I don't know that anybody's used that idea before, a single Rickhouse rather than a single barrel. But that's the idea. And Camp Nelson Warehouse C has been one of those mythical. If you get one of these from Camp Nelson, they'll fight over those.
When we start doing our own whiskey, we could do a single garage pick.
Single garage pick. It's we picked this barrel from over by the motorcycles. This one was over by the grease in the corner. They have a lovely pecan.
Yeah, that's where the dog sleeps.
This one's got fur in it.
All right. Well, should we? Are we doing that first?
I think we have to go through the 13.
The 13. All right. So there's a 13 to get through before we get to the Rickhouse. We're going to leave you hanging for a little while.
That's good. But I'm such a mouthfeel homer that I'd go here.
Yeah.
But this has just got some really delicious, just bites the tongue flavors.
Yeah.
It's quite good.
I like the flavors a little bit better than here. I like the mouthfeel better here.
What we could do is do a little custom blending.
A little alchemy.
A little alchemy. Yes. Speaking of alchemy, my alchemy gravel bike is quite delicious.
It's right over there. It's staring at us. All right. So obviously,
go to the pretty camera.
Oh, the pretty camera. Obviously, we hated the Russell's 13.
There's the back of the bottle.
It's almost gone.
It's a lovely back of the bottle.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that booty. It's almost gone. I gave a little sample to Ryan, and this is what's left.
I got a tiny sip.
Yeah. So we're gonna kill it. Let's kill it.
We're gonna kill it?
I don't know. We're gonna kill it. There's only like 2 ounces in there.
I know, but I don't want any of that. Look, I'm drinking the pint glass. Pour all you want, but
I don't know if we're killing it. Are we on pork ham? Gosh.
Oh, I missed one time.
Everybody loves pork ham. I have it on good authority. People have told me. People have said that I'm number 1. All right, so we're not quite killed. You can take that home.
You're the best, Dan.
For my pal Mark.
You're the best, Dan.
All right, 13.
Make sure you don't change your mind.
just chug it now, man. That is just a step up. I mean, just from the nose. That's excellent. It is astounding to me that there's still a step up from that, which is the other 13 that we had.
Yeah, there is clearly there's something at least a little older than 13 in there, but there's a prominent oak. Mm-hmm.
There's like a little bitterness, kind of.
I don't get the bitter, but it's a prominent oak. But it's a sweet oak, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That is just delicious.
That is. And
we debated on whether we would spend $125 on that. And again, you did. And what a silly thing we were thinking about. Mm-hmm. Of course we would.
Of course we would. I'm still, and that's what frightens me, because I've followed you on price point so far.
No, you're not. You're closing the gap too.
I'm a little worried that I'm going to be spending $250 on something like this.
Look, there was a time my daughter and I were in a restaurant looking at the whiskey list, and they had Lefroy 25 on. This would have been 6 or 8 years ago. Mm. It was $45 for an ounce. And I asked the waiter, I said, "Do you really have that?" And he said, "Yeah." So would you mind bringing it over?
Yeah.
He brought it over, and he opened it and let me sniff of it. And my daughter goes, "You wouldn't really pay $45 for that." I believe my exact quote was, "I would if you weren't here." But that was a $425 bottle then, which is now a $700, $600 bottle. I'm afraid one day that I'll do that.
Mm. We're going to have to make a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it's over at that point if I start doing that.
Well, we can't just dump this, so we're going to sit for a second. But Larry just brought up, this is a great way to start rebuilding Mark.
Now, Larry, just because one is rebuilding oneself doesn't mean one has to give up one's. How many times can I say one?
I don't know. It's a central pillar of rebuilding.
If I rebuild against my own principles, what have I really done to show people that you can have a normal life and a healthy life?
Actually, so I did a video, if you go back in the archives, with Allison Tetrick, who is a pro
phenomenally
bike racer.
fit person.
Yes, pro bike racer, and she carries a flask of whiskey with her at the races, because when it goes from fun to not fun, you know what's a good thing to have on you?
Yeah,
a flask of whiskey.
So look, if it goes pear-shaped in Kansas at 2 a.m, I'll be laying on the side of a trail sipping some whiskey,
like old Fitzgerald 17 out of a
not the worst thing in the world,
out of a flask.
But Larry, I appreciate the concern. Larry's one of my favorite comments about all this, and people. If you don't know, I'm trying to get myself back in shape, and so I've set this audacious, ridiculous goal. Dan's helping me get there. Larry saw the intro video for that and said, I forget, Larry, what it was. I have to go look. Basically, you're the most pig-headed person I've ever seen. And that's what people who know me say. Yeah. People that don't know me ask what my training plan is. There are no plans.
Yeah. And not any idiot can do it, but you're just the idiot.
I'm just the idiot that can pull this shit off.
If you haven't seen the video, you can go to youtube.com/slowguy-on-the-fast-ride, and we're going to be chronicling Mark's journey to Kansas.
The journey or the lack thereof.
Drink to that. I got to put a little in the dump glass.
Well, go ahead.
I'm sending you home with some. Come on.
So my choice is I can 100% drink it, or okay,
because we're buds.
Okay.
And plus, you're opening a $250 bottle for me.
Oh yeah, there's that part. I thought this was generous, but
yeah. Well, I'm not going to drink that. Well, I might drink that much.
In fact, I want a minute because I don't want to just cover that up.
I do kind of want to rinse out before we have the Rickhouse, because I want to taste that straight.
Yeah, and where's your bottle? Where's that bottle you thought never, no way, no how, and then you got a chance and you did it? Eric must have a ton of them because he's just a font of very nice whiskeys.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting though, because I think everybody's kind of got one of those bottles on the shelf and it's like, man, I can't believe I bought that. I mean, it could be $50, but like, I can't believe I bought that. And I do have quite a few friends that are, in that price range, and they're saying, they're like the $30 bottle, and they went to $50, and it's.
I was there. I remember distinctly the first time I spent $50 on a bottle. It was in Franklin, Tennessee, at Red Dog. Isn't it called Red Dog, Larry? And staff had been incredibly nice. And I just said, "What's your pick?" And he took me to an Old Scout, Smooth Ambler Old Scout, 7-year-old barrel proof rye, MGP rye. I got home and drank it, and I thought, it's all right. And I kind of left it alone. About a month later, I opened that bottle, and holy smoke, was it good. But that's incredibly crazy for me to spend $50 on a bottle of whiskey.
Come on, one more glamour shot of this bad boy.
In its unopened state.
You take a good look, because it's not going to be like this for long. All right, you want to do the honors, or should I?
Dan, do the honors. Let's see if it does the smoking.
Oh, the smoking. Yeah, when we opened mine, it did smoke.
Does anybody know why they do that? I have no idea, because there's nothing in the neck now.
Let's see if it does it. I gotta not cover it though.
Did it?
No,
I can't see.
No smoke.
No. Then it must not be important. Well, I do need to smell from
smell.
I love smelling of the bottle.
How's it look?
I'm not getting much.
I see.
This is the garage door's open.
Yeah, I don't get much either.
Oh,
pour can.
They did it before you said. It doesn't. I won.
Ooh,
Red Dog, correct? Yeah.
Right.
Spirits, sports. Yeah.
There. Oh, I poured you heavy. I poured me light, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever done that before.
Yeah. And speaking of that, we've been told our Danport glasses are in process, Aaron, of Last Cut Crystal, and yet I've not yet seen those glasses. Let us know what we can do.
Come on, Aaron. Another Ticking Time says tequila Tears of Llorona, but totally worth the $250 he paid.
I'm sorry, I don't have enough to get a proper nose.
By all means, pour more of your whiskey. Anthony, if you've ever been to Mexico, so my wife lived in Mexico City for a while, and in the shopping mall there was a tequila store. Yes.
A whole store?
A whole store, just of tequila. And it was great because you would walk up the aisle and there would be people just standing there and they'd say, sample? And I would say, yes. And I would take the sample. See. And then I would go to the next aisle and they'd be like, sample? I left that place hammered with like 14 bottles of tequila. That nose is delicious. It's sweet. And
mm-hmm. That's a bottle of bourbon right there.
Good night, everybody.
Holy shit.
That's on par with, that's better than I think the first Russell's 13.
Yeah, it's a refinement thing.
It's not as, the first Russell's 13 we had more of a candied feel to it. This definitely does not have that. But this is phenomenal.
It's just filling up.
I would spend $250 of your money on this.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
We did. That's just stupid good.
How old do you think this really is?
They say it's around 10 years.
I gotta take this out of my shirt. That's
I have no idea.
They say it's what?
Around 10 years?
No. Nope, no way.
It is a lot more in line with the Master's Keep releases and its refinement. It's not as raucous as this.
No.
God, the finish is just, it's in my brain.
It's funny.
God, damn, that's good.
Flavor-wise, there's a lot of the finish has similar notes to this.
It's closer flavor to that.
It does, yeah, but it's less. This has a little bit of like a causticness to it. This doesn't have.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
God damn, that's good.
I hate that I like this.
It's dry though.
You think so?
It's a little dry on the front there.
I'm not getting that.
It just explodes. Mm-hmm. God, that's good.
It's like a mushroomy, like in a good way, like a mushroomy kind of earthy flavor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's something else, man. It's like I don't know.
There is mint. You were saying mint.
Mint, yeah.
It's got a mint essence to it. Not a flavor, but there's a...
Yeah. It kind of makes your mouth cool the way a mint...
Yes.
Like if you sucked on an Altoid.
Yeah.
You know? Damn.
That's good.
That is really good.
Worth $250?
I mean...
Yeah.
I'm unemployed at the moment. So no, but if I got a job...
But say you found a bottle and you thought, I'm unemployed at the moment.
I would say I'd buy that.
Who would you text
I
that
would,
could Venmo you?
I would not even text you. I would just buy it.
Yes, correct answer. Correct answer.
Because I know my old buddy Mark will take care of it.
I can tell you right now, if I was to get the same email I got that provided that opportunity, I would again purchase that bottle for $250.
That is really good.
And it is in no way practical.
It is not. And that's what bums me out. Like $250. And I feel like the craft that goes into something like this should go into things like this.
It does. It just doesn't go in the same combination and or timeline. And that's what makes it interesting. And to answer, is it Anthony's question about he's heard that some single barrels are as good? No way.
Not a chance.
The gap is too great that anybody could pick a 9-year-old barrel one that does what that does.
You know when you're like watching a really crappy movie and the supervillain pulls out like the nice bottle of scotch or whatever? That's this bottle.
Yes. That's the 60-year-old bottle of scotch that they pulled out and lost.
Yeah. It's good. This is really good.
Damn, that's good.
So here's the question. You have this for $250. Or let's, because this is going to go up. If they do this again.
I won't chase it.
Yeah. You heard it first, right here.
Straight face. I had a straight face when I said that.
I was going to say that.
That's hilarious.
That's good acting right there. Mark's been doing a lot more acting on the other side of the camera lately. The first batch of Russell's 13 for 100.
No. Oh, yeah.
For 100 versus this 250 right next to it.
I'd buy two of the first.
Yeah, because there's a note of that first bottle of the Russell's 13 in here.
It's a richness that was in that first bottle that isn't in the second.
But like I said, that first bottle of the 13 had that like candied.
Yeah, because I think absent being next to each other, the comparative tasting, it'd be hard to remember.
Yeah.
So I'd certainly buy two of those and one of these and call it a day.
Yeah, keep talking about things.
Yeah, keep pouring.
Sorry, I think I've drank like $78 of your whiskey. So yeah, take that Russell's 13 home and enjoy it. This is something special.
That's fabulous.
I gotta pour some for my
crap.
wife. I mean,
That is better than... That's better than that first Master's Keep, which was 17 years old.
I know this is apples to oranges, but this versus Batch 1 Kentucky Owl, because that was one of your favorite bottles.
It's right there.
I would agree.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal.
The only way we're going to find that out, we're going to open that last bottle of Kentucky Owl Rye.
For you guys, because we love you.
Because it's different. It's a different whiskey. It's a rye whiskey. But it's that level of would you pay?
Yeah. And they're not far off in price, so now
they are. It's double.
Yeah,
I paid $120 for that first bottle.
I paid so it was on the shelf for $200 for the batch 3 that I bought.
Yeah,
but I had a discount coupon, so that
and that batch 3 when it came out was $325.
Yeah, not worth $325.
So on par today, but I paid half of that for that first batch. So we'll do that before this is gone. We'll open that bottle of Kentucky Owl.
Do you find it obnoxious that this is as good as it is? For the price?
I do, since I own it, no. Yeah. It would suck if I had a sip of that and we didn't have that bottle to drink, wouldn't it?
Well, I guess what bothers me most about it is the rarity of it and how hard it is to get good. Price is one thing.
Can I tell you something that'll make you sad?
Please.
So the way that system works is all these allocated bottles get hoarded at the store. I get an email, as do, 600 other people. Give us your top 5 bottles, And depending on how quick you respond, this is what I ended up with, based on that big list of 30 bottles. 2 weeks later, and I sent you this email and said, if you're in Boulder, nobody picked the other one of these they had, and it just got put out on the shelf.
Wait, what? I didn't get that email.
You did. You got an email that said, these are going on the shelf. If you're in Boulder.
That Russell's was on the list?
That was on the list. That got put on a shelf, which is what you want everybody to do. Just put them on the shelf. That got put on the shelf.
I saw Booker's on that list, and I was like, do I want to go to Boulder for Booker's? I already have.
Yeah.
That was on the list. I'm going to look it up. Wait. I'm looking this up, because I didn't see... Oh, that would make me... Which email did you send it from? Oh. No, now I'm mad.
Oh, that would have come from the at me.
At me? Okay.
Still at me.
All right, let me see if I can find it, because now
Dan's going to be sad because I sent that email.
Oh, that would be the biggest...
Because I was in Cincinnati when it happened.
Well, but also, I don't know that I would have gone up to buy it, to be honest, because...
Well, there's a line. Now, when they do that, what they do is they'll take those... They send that email. The only people that get that email are the people in that little speakeasy club.
Right.
But we aren't supposed to tell our friends, but, as noted, I did. So there'll be a line for that.
I can't even find the email.
You can't even type yourself. You're so
I'm so enraged
that you could have had one of those. We could have had one more of those. Oh, God damn it! I spilled some.
Did I must have deleted it or something. I don't know. Because I looked at the list, and there was some okay bottles, but there's nothing I wanted to drive up there for. Mm-mm. I missed the Russell's single Rickhouse, but I probably wouldn't have bought it because my current employment situation is not great.
Well, you would have bought it.
Yeah, look.
With some funding.
Well, why didn't you put asterisks and Dan, go now?
It's all my fault.
That makes me so sad. So sad.
God, this stuff smells good.
I'm gonna have to console myself with this.
I may reserve a few ounces to bathe in.
Man.
This is fabulous.
The nose is incredible. So, one of the things I said about the first bottle of the Russell's 13 was that the nose was just overwhelmingly good.
You sniff it, and it's in your brain. You can't unsniff that.
Which begs the question: do you think some of what Russell's 13 is in this?
I think they probably pulled some out of those prime Rickhouses for sure.
Because I do feel like some of the flavors are very similar. Like I said, the Russell's 13 was more of a candied flavor. But
and I wouldn't have been surprised if this was disappointing, because I think up until Russell's 13, the secondary market didn't pay a whole lot of attention to any of the Wild Turkey or Russell's releases. And once that was so good, they could have been just cashing in.
Wow.
But that's just outstanding.
This is fantastic. You know what I would like to do is side by side is this with the Booker's Bardstown batch, because I feel like this is like a perfect definition of bourbon.
They're very different, though.
They are, but that Booker's is also that Bardstown batch to me is another perfect expression of what bourbon is.
Yes, it's true.
So I would love to taste those side by side.
Okay.
Did you bring it?
No.
I only have the Kentucky tea here. Well,
didn't I give you a sample?
Also all those. Yeah, I drank it. What, do you think that was going to hang around?
God, that's good. That is so good.
This is fantastic. It's so annoying to me. It's delicious. But $2.50, man. Is that what we're spending on bottles now?
It shouldn't be.
No.
But I did.
And you know what? I'm a lucky boy.
We're gonna drink that. I was gonna say something ugly, but we're gonna drink out of that bottle.
Yeah. This is fantastic. Says Larry says we need to save the Russell's 13 and try all these again blind. You would know which one.
I don't know that. I can't believe I keep throwing this shit all over the place.
You're just wearing it. Well, hey,
I don't know that now. In proof of point, not long ago, Anthony gave us a sample
of the Stag.
Of a bottle of Stag. Now, if we had opened that bottle with full knowledge of what it was, would we have thought the same thing?
Well, but here's the thing, Mark. We can do a blind 13 versus.
We can if you don't drink if I don't drink.
If you don't.
It's up to me.
It's up to you.
Okay, we'll do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll blind it. I will put these together tonight. Four. I'll put 4 of those together tonight. We will blind taste them tomorrow. We will report back.
Man, this is like, just start with the nose. I mean, something about this nose is different than every single one of these other ones.
I don't know what it is.
Like, and that's what I kind of want to get at, right? Like, that's something, and that speaks to
rich.
That speaks to the people who choose this bottle, right? Like, we tend to look at these with cynicism, right? Oh, we chose this from the special Rickhouse, and our master taster,
and he charged us for it.
Yeah, but man, they did a great job.
Yeah,
and we've been burned before, but this.
Okay, Larry, we will do that.
Yeah. So I guess there is something to that sometimes.
It's really good.
I could just smell this all day long.
It's quite good.
That's why Mark keeps. Also, because he's probably.
I'm drunk and I'm just slinging them everywhere.
All right, y'all drinking? Oh. All right,
It's so fat.
it's perfect. Like, if you have friends, I'm just making a guess here. If you have friends
Besides us.
who drink whiskey, right, and you get the opportunity for this, and you're like, it's too expensive. Everybody's got $50.
Find 5 people.
Yeah, everybody's got $50.
Find 5 people. Yeah. Also, just do it.
Yeah,
because we'll cover you.
Yeah, if you got a sample coming our way.
We'll cover shipping. We'll cover any portion of that bottle, including the whole bottle.
Just the nose, man. Wow.
Outstanding.
I'm floored. I'm annoyed.
That is so good.
All right. Anyway, I was going to say
what
something.
else do we have to drink?
Well, I was going to say, what are you guys drinking now? I mean, a lot of you guys were on Rare Breed.
Yeah.
And Larry was on the single barrel, and then somebody else said something else that I forgot already. Another Tick and Time said he has one of these from Dave Co. Right?
Yep, he's drinking Dave Co.
First of all, Anthony, when are you going to drink with us?
Yes, Anthony, come to Arvada.
Or wherever's closer, Erie.
Oh yeah, come to Erie. You've been to my house. Come
Yeah.
to my house again. We'll drink next week or week after.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, we'll make that the Stag-a-Palooza.
The Stag-a-Palooza.
Dan will bring his stag bottle. We'll bring yours. We'll open them. We'll set them together.
You also have the Old Fitz. When are we going to do
I got
the Old
Fitz. We'll drink the Old Fitz whenever the next time we aren't drinking stag.
That's 17 years old? That might be the oldest whiskey I think I've had. No, that's not true. I did have... Okay, so I had a Jim Beam that was bottled in 1960-something.
Yeah, but it's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was actually
Different.
It was really good, actually. Different.
By the way, if you
vibe.
find a liquor store, a package store, owned by somebody that cares, like that guy, Kid Casey cares, that will go find 40-year-old, 50-year-old bottled bourbon and decanters to let you taste,
Do it.
spend all the money you can at that place.
Yeah. No, it's... Yeah. Casey.
Unless they have a whiskey club with poor pigs.
Poor pigs.
And after a year and a half, you give up.
Yeah.
Give up.
But Casey's been good to me.
Casey's been good to him, and I got to taste something. I remember what I got to taste, but it was incredible.
Yeah.
To taste something that was distilled and bottled before I was born.
Yeah, and also, they have other things.
Yeah, wine. They have a hell of a wine selection.
Spirits, wine provisions in Arvada. If you have not been, go. If you ask for the speakeasy in the back, it is well worth
Anthony
your
says
time.
it's our fault.
Is it?
Anthony,
That's probably
every
our
Friday at 2:30 we're doing. Well,
yeah.
Not every Friday, but next Friday at 2:30 we'll be doing.
If you just showed up like a beggar at Mark's door at 2:15ish.
Yeah, but you have to be there too, so we have to know ahead of time. I'm not coming to our bar.
Yeah, otherwise
We'll work that
weird.
out. I'll text you later, Anthony.
Well, we should have an Anthony visit.
This has been good. Let's pour some more.
That's a fine idea. This is phenomenal, and I'm disgusted. I'm angry. I'm also glad that you spent the money.
I'm glad I spent the money too.
Mm-hmm. And if we think about things like the more?
No, that's delicious.
Okay. And I hate to keep bringing up the Hidden Barn, but the Hidden Barn. I mean, I think that was like the contrast to this is that was all hype, no delivery. This is all hype and delivery.
I would like to try some Hidden Barn. They've released quite a few things since. I'm just not willing to spend my money on it.
Are you?
Are you?
Yeah.
Would you?
Because
Does anybody want some Hidden Barn? I will send Hidden Barn.
we did send you the cream of Kentucky, so you do owe us a bad.
We owe them. I think.
Yeah, that's true. We owe you an apology. You owe us a bad whiskey.
Don't send us a bad whiskey.
Man, this is fantastic.
It is.
All right. Well, I hope whatever you guys are drinking is also fantastic.
Yes.
Oh man,
You know,
see how there's rules?
if you knocked on my door and said, "Let's drink," we drink.
What do you think I do? How do you think I met him?
I'm there all day long. I work from home.
Yeah, I just knocked on his door. and
Or
said,
I
I
work
would
from
like-
Dan's garage.
Yeah, it's true. I would like to drink some whiskey. It's like, Mark, please help.
Well, we'll figure the date out.
Yeah.
Whether it's next Friday or the Friday after, we'll do the Stag-a-Palooza.
Yeah.
I hope I quit saying those Palooza things.
No more Paloozas.
We will we'll drink those stags and figure out, were we drunk at the time? Did we get that wrong with Anthony's bottle? Is your bottle
Any
disappointing too?
Yeah.
Have we moved beyond stag?
Stag. That would be surprising.
Wouldn't it?
That would be full circle.
I have a handle of Buffalo Trace open, which is the same whiskey. We can sip that too.
Well, I think we see a future episode right here.
Just drinking with friends.
Well, everybody, and thank you for joining us this week.
Yes, thank you. It's good to see everybody.
Glad to be back in the garage.
I'm glad to be back in the garage and be warm.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty soon we'll be scalding and we'll be complaining about how hot it is in here.
Yeah, and look, if you need to heckle something, go check out my Rebuild Mark videos on Slow Guy on the Fast Ride on YouTube or on the internet, slowguyonthefastride.com or
SGFR.cc.
I don't like those shortcuts. But.
Anyway, it's give this guy some heckling. He needs it, but it'll be motivating for you to get in shape.
Correct.
Get to Kansas.
Yeah.
Do a 200-mile bike ride.
200 miles. That is 68 miles further than I've ever ridden before.
So get on them. Get on them. By the way, we have really cool T-shirt ideas for this too.
Yes. T-shirt ideas. Good.
Yeah.
Dan, enjoyed it?
Cheers.
Let's drink a whole lot more of this.
I think that's a fine idea.
Go home tomorrow.
Before anybody else gets it.
Bye.
That is so good. Oh.